Hey, this is Tom. Welcome to the shop. I'm working on a project right now that I thought you might find interesting. I have a client who came to me and, like they sometimes do, and had a magazine with a photo from, this is from Thomas Moser Furniture, and they wanted this desk. Thomas Moser, they make some really nice shaker style, mostly furniture. Now it's gotten more contemporary. But they have this radius desk in here, and he really liked that, but wanted it customized and for me to do some original things. So here it is. Here's what I've got so far. And you can see, well, maybe you can't see, but these legs, instead of just being flat, tapered like shaker legs would be, I've got just a soft kind of curve to the surfaces, which we call pillowing. And the same with these rails, they're pillowed as well. And then in the back, the Thomas Moser desk, you see, has an apron that's probably only 3 or 4 inches high. But I made a much deeper apron for this large curve. And this is about 7 inches deep. And this is just made of 1/8-inch cherry, solid cherry, that was laminated around a form. But I didn't want to get into that too much today. What I really wanted to show you most of all is the drawer arrangement. The Thomas Moser drawer arrangement is just a little, kind of a narrower drawer here that goes straight in and out. And you can see why they had to do that, because the desk starts to curve in so quickly that you can't use a conventional drawer, or you don't really have much room to go with it. So they just brought the drawer in narrower, so you have a narrower drawer that makes at least a short entry. But I thought that was kind of limited, so I tried to come up with something else. And what I decided to do was have a pivoting drawer that would actually swing out and back mirror the curvature of this inside curve. So here's the drawer. Kind of an interesting shape. This again is laminated oak, and we've got the corners are dovetailed traditionally. This drawer is not glued up yet, so I haven't really cleaned it down. And then on this back corner you can see there's dovetailed as well. Let me put it in and show you how it works. What I've got here is I drilled a 5/16 hole and drove in these bronze sleeves, which are 1/4 inch on the inside dimension. And that bronze is like impregnated with oil. So it works terrific as a kind of a guide for this 1/4 inch steel pin, which will be the axis we'll rotate on. So let me see if I can get this set in here. There. So that's it. That's pretty close to the way it's going to be. Then it will just swing out and pivot right on that axis. So I've still got to get a piece down here for it to support on, but that's basically how it'll look. So you get much more room in here, and mostly it's kind of elegant the way it swings out, and you have this reverse curving and this interplay of curves. So the drawer is just one more element of curves in this design. It's pretty cool. Well, let me show you how I put the drawer together. Let's go over to the bench and take a look. All right, I want to show you how that drawer was made. And to make a complicated drawer like this that has curves and basically triangular shape, you need to do a full-size drawing from the top view. So I have a large drawing over the other side of the room that I won't bother showing you right now, but basically it's the same shape as this drawer is. Without that, I would have a tough time finding the angles for the different corners and knowing what radius I need for the curved side as well. So let me show you some of the parts. This is the left side drawer, and you can see that the hole in the bushing with the bronze insert is already in there. And so this is the corner that it will be pivoting on. I didn't want this dovetail depth to be too much that it would weaken that pin. So I only went, about 5/16 deep. Now this drawer has this strong angle. So really it wasn't that complicated. I just cut that angle on the end of the board, and then using a marking gauge, just like you typically do cutting dovetails, I scribed down both sides and got my angle. Then I notched that inside so I could hold it up against the board here, and then knifed around the tails after I had cut them. So what you end up with, let me tap this in, is a nice dovetail corner like that. But we still got this little issue of the overhang here. It was easier to construct it with that still on. So once I'm getting ready to glue this up, so in order to test it in the opening, I have to cut these off. And then once I glue it up, everything will look really clean together. Let's take it to the vise and clean that up. So for this, I just use a little Lee Nielsen block plane, set fine. And this is kind of fun. Let me get a little more aggressive here. Okay, I'm getting close, so I'm going to back off just a little bit. I don't want to back off that much. There, that's nice. So now you can see we've got this complex looking joint that really wasn't that difficult to make once you had the angles established. So when that's glued up, I'll give it another planing, clean it up really nicely. It'll look beautiful. So this is the front corner that's exposed when the door swings out. So that's the most decorative of all the corners. Just going to tap that in. Okay, now I've got the back corner here, which overlaps. And these joints were just almost exactly 90 degrees. I made these drawer sides out of white oak and laminated this back out of 4 layers that are actually thinner than an eighth to make like 3/8 inch sides all around. So you can see how nicely that's going to look when it's all glued up. But here's the question. I need a drawer bottom in here that's not solid wood, because we're going to get, that would be way too much movement to work inside a triangular frame that's closed like that. So I've already routed this dado, you can see, and I'm going to put in a solid panel drawer bottom that'll be veneered. But I was thinking, which direction should the grain go for the bottom to be veneered? I got to thinking about it. It'd be pretty interesting if I had almost like a sunburst, maybe 3 pieces of a sunburst white oak veneer to make the bottom. So let's get started. Let me make those right now.